Nilaya by Asian Paints and pepperfry.com present the Great Indian Home Makeover, where we make your dream home come true.
The Great Indian Home Makeover is the first of its kind design show where we redesign one of the living spaces in your home over a span of 48 hours. Presented by Nilaya by Asian Paints and pepperfry.com.
Wow!
It's my room.
Hosted by the glamorous actress extraordinaire, Soha Ali Khan. And the talented designer, Anjali Modi.
The workspace is ever-changing, with a new generation of entrepreneurs armed with the most important tool in the world, the laptop. Today we meet a self-styled business coach. After a successful career in advertising, Sampada decided to throw it all in to help other people achieve a work-life balance. And today we're going to see if we can do the same for her. Nilaya by Asian Paints and pepperfry.com present the Great Indian Home Makeover, where we make your dream home come true.
My name is Sampada. The living room is very important for me because I spend most of my time here. I do a lot of work from home. I coach clients on Skype, so I do land up working a lot from home. So this is where I spend actually about 80-90% of my time. I work as a business coach. I help people create wealth and happiness in their work. I grew up in a fairly unhappy family where my parents were fighting quite a bit. And as a kid, I always craved for a space that was peaceful, and just let me be. Living alone was, of course, a very difficult choice in a typical Indian family. But I was clear about moving out, and I got support from my family. I decided to live by myself close to a decade ago. My family lives less than 1 hour away from my home. I remember when I moved out by myself and with my parents living in the same city, a lot of people couldn't get what I was doing. My mother initially also was a little perplexed. She couldn't figure what and why. She came around though. In 2007, I moved out of my parents' house. I was living on rent and I'd given myself about a year to buy my own house. And I put together a vision board saying, this is how I want the house to feel and look like. And I sort of kept the vision board aside. And few months later when I saw it and I looked at this house, it was identical. It still gives me goosebumps. I still have that vision board. A vision board basically is putting down what you want to create in your life, like from your heart and soul, with no barriers, no obstacles. If money was no problem, if people's judgments, your own doubts and fears were not a problem, what would your life look like? And you put that in pictures. I left my well-paying corporate job because I was looking for freedom to create, freedom to be who I am, and freedom to, build a business with my values. I've had a 15-year advertising career and I worked for a large agency where I handled business development. I set up the division and I ran it for about 4.5-5 years. Then I moved to a startup agency and that's when things started taking a different turn. I've also invested in spiritual work for the last 10 years and all of that bundled up into business coaching. So a business coach basically works with you to understand who you really are, what you're passionate about, what drives you, and helps you bundle up a business out of that. I work with people who are in corporate jobs who want to transition and start their own dream business. I help them figure who they are and package that business into a brand and put it out. I also work with entrepreneurs who are looking for clarity and growth because there's sluggishness in their business. They don't know how to move forward. I help them clean up their businesses so they can get happiness and wealth into their businesses. In India has a lot more entrepreneurs today because technology has made it so much more easier for people to start their own business. You don't need heavy capital investment, or you don't need pots of money to get started. You can start with very, very little now. At times I do have clients who come over to my place for work, but I have moved my business online now, so it's mostly on Skype. The living room is very important for me because I spend most of my time here. I do a lot of work from home. I coach clients on Skype, so I do land up working a lot from home. So this is where I spend actually about 80-90% of my time. In December last year, I decided to do a vision board for 2016, and I put it together. It took me a lot of time. The first 7 slides were about what my living space would look like, and I just put my heart out, put down the collages. I was very clear that I wanted a professional designer to do my house, and I was also very clear that I wanted someone to gift it to me. So I'm really touched with what's happening. My living room to me is my space, my freedom. I do spend a lot of time with my friends in this room. So I remember initially when I bought this house, I had a lot of friends who'd come over and they would just stay, and I don't know what happens. Everyone just loves this room and they don't go, and they tend to just sleep for long hours. Nobody just goes away. So the living room has to be used for both work and social life.
Sampada, actually, I feel is someone who's constantly, she loves rules, but she manages to break those rules to do things magically for herself. We did hang out at her living room a lot of times, and it was open but bare. There was something always missing. If I were to describe Sampada in one word, I would say she's extremely passionate about whatever she does.
I'm doing new businesses only because of Sampada. She was my boss at Lowland and Partners, and I think what I am today in my career, I think it's a big thanks to her. Sampada is more than a boss. She turned out to be a great friend, a great mentor, and there are many times when I would really kind of think, okay, what should I do next? She's the person who I really turn on to. So it's more than being in touch, she's now a part of the family.
I know Sampada since 2006. We met in a Reiki program that we both attended together. I thought her change in career was pretty amazing. Very few people get to reinvent life over and over again like Sampada has. I thought Sampada's living room was pretty Spartan. It was very basic.
I met Sampada during my SPJAN course in Start Your Business. This was in 2013, and the whole thing that got it started was when I told her I was born in 1993, she said she was giving her 12th boards and I was old enough to be her daughter. Sampada gives me advice on how I should go about things, because generally I refer to her as a clarity goddess, because she's very clear. Even if she's confused, she knows she's clearly confused. So she's the one who tells me, okay, you can go about like this, or these are the kind of people you need to meet. If I had to describe Sampada in one word, it would be very progressive.
At Sampada's house, she was very clear as to what kind of space she wanted. She wanted a space that was calming and soothing, and a space that she would want to spend a lot of time in. Now the wall behind me is absolutely beautiful because we've used the geometric maze paintable wallpaper by GIHM. For those of you that don't know about paintable wallpapers, let me tell you a little bit about how it works. When you have a wall and you'd like to add a little bit of texture to it and you don't have the luxury of time, choose the paintable wallpaper that you like. It acts just like any other wallpaper. Paint it in the color of your choice and you're good to go. Is that it allows you to have any pattern or texture that you like on the wall and still gives the space a lot of personality. We decided to do this for Sampada because we felt that she'd really like it, and it's added so much to this space that we really think that she's gonna like it. Sampada is a business coach that works from home. She wanted a space that allowed her to be productive in the day and also one that allowed her to lounge in the evenings. So this posed a challenge for us because we had to make sure to give her furniture that allowed her to thrive in both mindsets. Welcome back to pepperfry.com and Nilaya by Asian Paints present the Great Indian Home Makeover. Now the wall behind me is stunning because we've used the geometric maze paintable wallpaper by GIHM. Now moving on to the furniture. Sampada is a business coach that works from home. She wanted a space that allowed her to be productive in the day and also one that allowed her to lounge in the evenings. So this posed a challenge for us because we had to make sure to give her furniture that allowed her to thrive in both mindsets. So what we did is we chose Pepperfry's Woodsworth collection for her workstation areas, and we gave her pieces from the Bohemiana collection that allowed her to lounge in the evenings. We also believe she does a lot of coaching sessions on Skype, so we made sure to give her a very large dining table that allowed her to be very comfortable. And lastly, she has a lovely window in her space that brings in a lot of natural light. So we gave her a screen that allowed her to catch this light and cast interesting shadows in the space.
So I believe your mom and sister are coming to visit as well?
Yes, they're coming and they haven't seen the place, and I'm waiting to see what their reaction is going to be.
Oh, it's
So wonderful.
We really got very surprised when we walked into this room.
आज मुझे एकदम चमत्कार लगा.
Welcome back to Nilaya by Asian Paints and Pepperfry.com present the Great Indian Home Makeover. We're now ready with Sampada's brand new room. Let's get her reactions. Hi Sampada, hi Anjali.
Hi, Soa.
So what do you think of your brand new room?
I love it. I love it. There's so much work that's gone in. There's so much detailing. I can't believe the same space looks like this. It can look like this. It's so much bigger and so beautiful, and it's exactly what I wanted. Like,
It does appear to be bigger.
I still can't believe what I'm seeing. It hasn't sunk in, but I'm totally taken aback. I can't believe that the same space is looking like this, and it's a very spacious room. Like, I would always get small furniture, thinking, oh, a table can't be so big. It's a small house. It's a small house, but so easily and beautifully you've put in so much. I just love it.
Beautiful. I looked out of your window and you can see the sea from here, which is very restful. And of course, this is a tranquil color as well. And it really, I love the texture of this wallpaper as well. It's beautiful. The separation here, is that also something that you wanted?
Yes, because there's this workspace and there's a personal space. So I like that the division has been done really sweetly. I remember saying that, I don't maximize the sea view enough. I just love what's been done with those, the poof and that little chair and that, circular wrought iron table. I love it. Actually wished for this. I'd put it down on a vision board in December, and I said I want a professional to come and do exactly this, and my brief to them was the vision board.
Sometimes that's helpful when you get professionals to come in who know what they're doing.
Right.
And again, this Nilaya by Asian Paints wallpaper, they have a beautiful selection, of course, and this I think has become one of my favorites.
My favorite too. I was just talking to her about it. It's actually been such a pleasure designing for her because she's so clear about what she wants, and it's easier to kind of make the reality closer to what she really wants.
Yes.
When her message is so clear.
That's true.
So I think we got a few hints from your vision board and we try to make it as close to that as possible.
Yeah, I love it. I was completely stunned to see the Nilaya by Asian Paints wallpaper. I didn't know there was such a thing as paintable wallpaper. It doesn't look like wallpaper, it looks like we've actually put tiles there, and it looks wonderful. I didn't know Pepperfry had such awesome stuff, and I've already gone online and checked more because I love what they have, and look for more things on Pepperfry now.
So I believe your mom and sister are coming to visit.
Yes, and they haven't seen this place, and I'm like really waiting to see their reaction.
So it's going to be a surprise for them.
Oh yes.
Wow, that's good timing.
Yes.
So that must be them.
Yes.
Hello. Aiye. Nice to meet you, Auntie.
Thank you.
Suha. Hi, nice to meet you. What do you think?
So wonderful.
We really got very surprised when we walked into this room and I saw it completely transformed into a magical place. There's so many things that we didn't imagine could be possibilities, like the way the space has been used for the divider with the screens.
आज मुझे एकदम चमत्कार लगा कि ये अलग ही घर है कुछ. Nice center table. Good, yeah.
You're Anjali?
Yes. She's been working very hard.
Yeah, everyone is working very
48 hours.
Yeah,
they
really.
put this together.
Really.
So I think that it's time for us now to maybe leave you to enjoy this space because this is your home, Sampada, and your family. And of course, there's a lot of space now for you to personalize it. And I'm so glad that we could make your vision board.
Oh yeah. Thank you so much.
Lovely.
Thanks.
Enjoy this space.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Favorite part of the room has been the textured walls. Yeah, I really love them. One word, the room would be transformational and peaceful.
My mother and sister are absolutely stunned, and they are still like reeling with that feeling of, oh my god, can't believe this room is like this. And they've started discussing what can we do in our house and how can we change it. I loved being part of the Great Indian Home Makeover, and I love it. The team has put in so much effort and so much love. It just shows.
When you have a space that you use for both work and leisure, it's very important to define the activities that you will do in different parts of the same space. Now, as an entrepreneur, I know how difficult it is to work at home. Most of the time you kind of slip into laziness and you kind of, stop working and you start relaxing more. So what I would do is focus more on the posture, try to use furniture that focuses more on straight posture, and for lounging areas, use things that, allow you to kind of slip in, get cozy, put your feet up and relax. Now when it comes to lighting, have direct lighting when it comes to workstations. Have something that you can control easily, something that's close to you, maybe a tabletop lamp. And for lounging areas, have something that creates more of an ambience, something that has a dimmer, something that allows you to kind of play with different focuses, like track lights that allow you to make it direct lighting and indirect lighting. So this gives you a lot of flexibility to play and all in the same space. I would suggest using a paintable wallpaper when you don't have the luxury of time. It's actually quite simple because it acts just like a wallpaper and you can choose from an array of different patterns and textures, and it gives you the flexibility to constantly change it without having to worry about the investment that you've put into it. Now these are budget wallpapers, they're very cost effective and they can adapt to almost any space with any color that you choose. So it's just about pairing the right paintable wallpaper with the right color for your space and you're good to go.
To shop the look, go to pepperfry.com. All of the furniture, the accessories, the Nilaya by Asian Paints wallpaper can be in your brand new room with just the click of a button.
Don't do any other homes. Just do all the separate rooms of Patodi. How's that?